1909, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People was formed to eradicate inequities and dismantle discrimination. In 1915, it began in Denver, making sure that we promote equity and equality for all.
Colorado was known for having its jobs and a place to make a better living for the family.
Coming to the North, you didn't expect the discrimination.
We had lots of people from Texas, Oklahoma, those parts of the country, because they thought they were going to get rich going up in the mountains and getting the gold.
You were told you were coming to a land of the free, Denver, Colorado. That was not necessarily so.
There was a march in front of Woolworths, and you could go in, but you couldn't eat at the counter for the food. You could go and buy stuff and whatnot. You couldn't go in and put the clothes on and that sort of thing.
The NAACP was a necessity in our city.
They were a part of breaking those rules in a way that was palatable to the whole community. They helped in integrating the downtown shopping by those actual marches in front.
The NAACP helped me with an issue I had involving closure of a street surrounding my business at that time, as well as forcing people to sell their homes so that they could expand their business.
I, as a kid, remember them being people who worked together. They had the sense of community. The NAACP, as far as I can remember as a youngster, was a part of everything in the community for change.
We stand on the shoulders of so many incredible people. Even in our own city, the Honorable Wellington Webb,
42nd mayor of Denver, Colorado, and I'm the first black elected to be mayor of Denver, Colorado. And I'm very proud of that fact. It was also June 18th, the same date that the Duke of Wellington defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo. So I knew it was already written I was going to win. If we stand up or applaud for individuals that are white, say the First Lady of Denver, First Lady of Colorado, First Lady of the United States, and then we have a black First Lady and we don't do the same thing, that says something about us. That was one of the reasons I ran for office, because I wanted to make a difference. Colorado had the Webbs before the nation had the Obamas. My view was using the political influence and political power to make a difference. I knew that if I called a bank president, he doesn't have to meet with me. But if I'm a state representative in the legislature or a city auditor controlling the banks for the city, or mayor, he's going to show up with his lawyers in ahead of time. And the NAACP has been in every one of those fights for civil rights and for equal justice, both locally as well as nationally. That's where you'd go if you needed help.
Reverend Tillman, who was with the local Denver chapter of the NAACP, was extremely helpful. What a tremendous individual. We had a game plan. He helped articulate it. He was a better speaker than I was, being a minister. We sent the letter to the president of the organization, but we copied the board chairman, Mayor Wellington Webb, and Councilman Hiawatha Davis. The NAACP has a soft spot in my heart for their help in that project, and that's when I got involved with the NAACP.
And so you get to see those people who helped to build this community.
the Honorable Wilma Webb.
When you think of Wilma Webb, who all through school was a top student, after being married, having kids, she was out registering people. But then she went in the legislature and fought to get Dr. King's birthday as a holiday after I failed.
It was her efforts here in Denver to get that to happen. And Denver is known for having one of the largest Martin Luther King parades in the country.
He was one of the greatest humanitarians that the world has ever seen, as well as being a wonderful orator. And he could get his message across to people who had never even met him before. Certainly he was a person who was worthy of having a holiday, and I wanted to see him have a holiday. Both Wellington and myself were involved in politics, not as a dream or something that we thought about all of the time, but because we wanted to make a positive difference in the lives of all people who had been mistreated one way or another.
They're still doing that, and that's one thing that I think NAACP always has worked on, is a good, sturdy foundation.
There's power in community, and that's why you're here.
What you can do to help is
Get involved.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "There's always a reason to serve."
Our work is not done, but we cannot continue this work without you.
We want you to roll up your sleeves and come in and help us do the work.
Join the NAACP Denver, and let's work together.
If you work together, you can get some things done.